I'm going to be looking at a couple of things tonight. I'm going to show you how to keep the heart with all diligence, but I'm going to also show you about the issues of life. What do you think the issues of life is? The issues of life is the blood that's, of course, being pumped by the heart. And when our heart stops, we stop.
Barbara O'Neill, a renowned advocate for natural health, explores holistic approaches to preventing and managing heart disease. In her talks, she emphasizes the body's innate ability to heal itself and highlights the power of herbal remedies like hawthorn berry, ginger, and cayenne pepper to strengthen the heart, improve circulation, and reduce inflammation. Through her extensive knowledge of natural treatments, O'Neill offers practical solutions to enhance heart health and inspire healthier living. Before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss out on future videos.
So there are many things that you can do that can keep that heart strong. The heart is a muscle, and that muscle is continually beating. And that heart muscle is made up of a whole lot of little cells. So to understand how the heart runs, to understand what it needs, to understand what weakens it, to understand what strengthens it, we need to go to the CBD, the Central Business District of the human body. So here is our cell, and this week we've been looking at the glucose coming in. Last night we looked at insulin, and we had a look at the fact that insulin is the key that unlocks the door to get the glucose into the cell. And once the glucose goes into the cell, it goes through a 20-step pathway. And that 20-step pathway gives us 2 units of energy. That's why we eat, isn't it? So that it breaks down in our gut, gets transported to the liver, which sends it to the cell. Now, the end result of the 20-step pathway is a chemical form of glucose called pyruvate. Pyruvate is the chemical form of glucose that gets fed into the powerhouse. Called the powerhouse because this 8-step pathway delivers to us an amazing 36 units of energy. What makes the difference? How come an 8-step pathway gives us 36 units of energy and a 20-step pathway only gives us 2 units of energy? It's oxygen. So you could call this pathway an aerobic pathway because it uses oxygen, whereas this pathway is an anaerobic pathway because it doesn't use oxygen.
O'Neill emphasizes that heart disease can be prevented and even reversed by understanding the body's natural ability to heal itself. Exercise is highlighted as the #1 method to strengthen the heart, which is a muscle made of cells.
So let's have a look at the interval training. We'll go over it again for the people who weren't here last night and for the people who were here last night so we can recap it. Interval training, as the name implies, is intervals of high intensity and intervals of recovery, and it's usually done for a cycle. Now, how long you do high intensity depends basically on your fitness level. And most of the research that is done with interval training is usually 20 or 30 seconds high intensity. That's running as hard and as fast as you can, or cycling as hard and as fast as you can, or doing push-ups as hard and as fast as you can, or swimming as hard and as fast as you can. It's not very long. Only let's put in a 20-second. We'll be kind to you. 20 seconds high intensity. That's about a 60-second recovery, usually done for a cycle of 6. Now, at our health retreat, a lot of people that come to us are not very fit. And I thought most of them cannot do a 20 or even 30 seconds high intensity. And then I heard of a talkback radio show that talked about this, and they were doing 7 seconds high intensity, 14 seconds recovery for a cycle of 7. I'm immediately interested because I'm a Bible student, and if you look at numerology all through the Bible, the factor of 7 comes up many times. And you look at the human body, 7 holes in our hands, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 28 cycle in a woman's cycle, 7 days in a week. The factor of 7 is woven all through. So I love the 7 number. I also knew that anyone can do a 7 seconds high intensity. Now remember, this is going really hard and fast. In his book Pace, Dr. Al Sears, he talked about a lady who was 58. She's very unfit. She did 7 seconds high intensity and she needed 15 minutes to recover.
Herbal remedies for heart health. O'Neill suggests that hawthorn berry strengthens the heart, regulates blood pressure, and helps with conditions like irregular heartbeats. It is known for its antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties, which benefit cardiovascular health. Ginger is presented as a natural blood thinner and anti-inflammatory agent. It can help prevent blood clots, reduce cholesterol, and improve circulation, which all support heart health. Cayenne is described as a powerful circulatory stimulant and blood thinner. It helps dilate blood vessels and reduce inflammation, which lowers blood pressure and protects against heart disease.
Now there are 2 herbs that work very well in strengthening the heart, and you may have heard of this herb. That's number 6 we're up to. It's the hawthorn berry. And I wouldn't be surprised if you've got hawthorn berries growing in New Zealand, because in Australia they grow in Victoria because they love the cold climate. I think they're originally from England. And because the English came here, I wouldn't be surprised if they bought the hawthorn berry. The hawthorn berry strengthens the heart. It brings it back to normality. Often people have heart arrhythmia, often caused by caffeines and wheats and refined sugar, not even realizing that the food they're eating is causing the problem. But hawthorn berry can bring it back to normality. It's an incredibly safe herb. You might get hawthorn berry tablets and have 1-3 times a day. If it's not doing it, do 2-3 times a day. Do 4-3 times a day. It's very, very safe. You see, if you don't turn the tap off, you're still going to be mopping up in the other corner. That's why these things must be implemented. You must keep that heart with all diligence. So the hawthorn berry, if your blood pressure's too high, it'll bring it down. If it's too low, it'll bring it up. The other herb is cayenne pepper. Now, cayenne pepper is one of the most powerful blood thinners that there is. Remember, it takes 1 minute for 1 drop of blood to go right round your whole body. And when we put the cayenne pepper in her mouth, the sublingual glands under her tongue immediately absorbed that cayenne pepper. So it took 1 minute to go around the body, and when that cayenne pepper went into the blood, it thinned the blood. It opened all the little capillaries and got a powerful delivery of blood all through the body. Now there is something else that is a very powerful blood thinner, and that is ginger. And you can have ginger as a tea. One of my favourite teas is to finely grate ginger and pour boiling water on it. That makes a delicious tea. Very sparky. If it's too sparky for you, just water it down a bit. And ginger is also not only a blood thinner, but it's a very potent anti-inflammatory herb. And on Saturday afternoon, I think from 6 to 8 o'clock, I'll be doing natural remedies where I'm going to be demonstrating, I'll be demonstrating a ginger poultice and also other poultices.
O'Neill discusses how Celtic salt, rich in minerals like magnesium, helps with hydration and cardiovascular health. It supports proper blood circulation and can reduce blood pressure.
Very important to go to bed early. From last night, do you remember the hours of power, the hours where your batteries are recharging and healing accelerates? 10 till 3, except in the winter, then it's 9 till 2, 9 till 2 in the winter time. And they are the hours many people miss out on, or they only get half of them because usually of technology. So it's a good idea to start winding down. If you're on the computer, turn it off ideally by 9. And so that everything's winding down. Very hard for your brain to shut down quickly when it's had so much stimulation through the eyes. Now there is a hydrotherapy treatment that can boost heart function, and it can also boost the blood moving through the body, and that is cold. So what I suggest is you have your hot shower. I'm very kind to suggest your hot shower, but always end with about a 10 to 20 seconds cold. Now this is a good time in the middle of summer to get used to it. And you watch, if you can start to get into the habit of that, if you find the cold hard, turn the hot up uncomfortably hot, and then you almost welcome the cold. Now I've been having it here, and yes, your cold is very cold, but it won't hurt you. It is a fantastic tonic.
Incorporating these natural remedies, along with exercise and lifestyle changes, can significantly improve heart health and overall well-being. If you found this video informative, make sure to give a like, subscribe, and press the bell icon so that you won't miss out on any future videos.